It's the painful condition which affects millions of people, and it's far more common in women than men. But would you be able to spot the signs of lipedema?
Yeah, after being diagnosed a year ago, our very own Josie has just gone public, revealing her own struggles with the condition. And for the first time, she's here to talk about it now. Morning, Josie.
Morning to you.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, look, goodness me, thank you for coming and talking about this. So you got diagnosed a year ago.
Yeah, well, basically, a couple of years ago, somebody actually said on Instagram, I love Instagram because I learned so much. They went, you've got a typical lipedema body. I thought, what's lipedema?
I was going to say, did you even know what that term was?
No, didn't have a clue. I always knew that there was something wasn't right with my body, but, yeah, I didn't know what lipedema was at all. And then I just decided to say I had it a couple of days ago because there's been so many articles about my body, about, like, losing 5 stone, losing 6 stone. I mean, I wish I'd lost that much weight, but I haven't. But so I thought it was better be honest. I got diagnosed about a year ago, and I have just been into surgery. Well, September I had surgery.
Can you explain then, for anybody that doesn't know, what is lipedema?
Well, all I can tell you is what I've been told, all right? So, and I've been to see a lot of experts. So I've been to Berlin to see experts. I've been to 3 experts in London. And they said, well, basically it's where your body does it, like, holds onto fat differently than a normal body would. And I said to them, I train, I don't overeat, I don't feel like I could do. I'm fit and healthy. And they said, you could train 7 days a week, you don't get rid of lipedema fat like that. It's like congealed sort of fat.
Okay.
Now, I might get that wrong, but that is what I've been told. So, yeah.
And typically, it's not kind of symmetrical in your body, is it?
No.
Essentially.
So I've got like this small waist, and it's
teeny tiny waist.
Oh, thank you very much, Kat. But yeah, I got this like small waist, and it's like my legs don't really belong to my body. It's like they belong on another body. So you get like these big legs, and then as I'm getting older, obviously it's getting worse because it gets worse as you get older. And then I can see it all in my arms now as well. And I weight train, I lift weights, and yeah, I can see it all in my arms, and it's just getting worse. So I can train and train and train, but really I'm going down the surgery route now.
And you've always kind of, you think you've always kind of had it ever since you were younger, and it's basically got progressively worse. But you even used to feel it in your legs when you were at school and you crossed your legs, didn't you?
Well, thinking about it now, when I was at primary school, you know where they make you sit
in
cross-legged?
assembly.
Whenever I'd get up as a kid, I couldn't walk for about 5-10 minutes after. I'd have really bad pins and needles. So my lymphatic system must have not been working as a child.
Yeah, it had issues.
And then back then, you just got on with it.
Yeah,
and they give me a chair to sit on so I could walk after. But it's genetics. I mean, I've had this since I was a kid, if I think about it now.
Yeah. And what about work, though, Josie? How does it affect you when you're filming and you're out and about? Because you can be on your feet for a very long day. What's the impact on you?
Well, do you know what? That's the reason I did have my calves done, because I was filming A Taste of the Southwest. And I was there with Paul Ainsworth. We were in the kitchen, and I kept having to prop myself up on the side because my legs, I didn't say anything, but my legs were so heavy. So what would happen is you go out for a whole day filming, you get home, and then your legs would swell up. So, and they go really, really big and heavy, and they can become quite sore. And I used to bruise like a peach. I mean, that's them on a normal day. They could get a lot bigger than that. Yeah. And I used to bruise like a peach. So remember when I broke my foot in Dubai?
Yeah.
I still got the bruise now on my legs. So it holds a bruise. And you know, like when you go for massages?
Yeah.
I thought they were meant to be really painful.
Yeah.
They're not, are they?
No,
It doesn't, but no, you're right. But if you've got a condition that's going to mean that it's sensitive, then that's going to be really horrific.
Yeah, you get really sensitive legs. And then when I've always compressed my legs, and even before I knew I had lipedema. So I've always worn like compression
socks and
pants
stuff,
and gym wear, which I think's helped. And because I've worked out and my diet's been quite good, I personally believe it would have been a lot worse than what it is. I think I was going into like stage 3, but there's all stages.
Because there is stages. We can see it. I think we've got a still of some of the stages that you go through if you start at stage 1, then all the way through. So you think you were getting into about stage 3 there?
Oh, definitely, for sure, yeah.
But you've had the surgery now.
Yeah.
And how was it? How are you feeling post-surgery?
What did they do for the surgery? What did they do?
So, I mean, Dr. Wolf will be able to tell you more, but so I went everywhere because, I mean, the last thing I want to do is put myself through surgery, but, I mean, it was my last resort. So what they do is they've got this stuff for lipedema now where they do this lipo treatment, and then they vaser it after. So they burn your skin on the inside so your skin tightens together again. Yeah, so I've only done my calves.
Yes.
And, you know, it's split up into sections. You can't do it all at once. And Dr. Wolf probably tell you more, because they can only take a certain amount out in this country. And I can't... I went to Berlin, I spoke to people there, but the thought of having it done abroad actually frightened me. So I spoke to lots of people in this country. So I spoke to about 4 specialists. So I've had my calves done, but then you've got to split it up in sections. But I mean, it's a lot of money.
And you're pleased with how it's gone?
Yeah, but it's a lot of money a time. Like, it's, you know, I think I paid over £7,000 for just your calves, and you split it up into sections. So it is.
So fortunately,
a lot of
you're
money.
in a position where you can afford it.
Yeah. A lot of people out there can't.
No, of course. I think we've got a little VT that you recorded post-surgery.
Oh, no.
This is Josie just after she'd had her calves done.
I had to film this because I know they look rank. I know they look rank because I've just had surgery yesterday. But I've got an ankle. I've got 2 ankles. I've got 2 freaking ankles, baby! Now, for those of you lucky enough to be born with ankles and not cankles, you won't know what this feels like. But all my life, I have wanted to have ankles. And I finally got them.
Fine pair of ankles.
What a magnificent pair of ankles they are,
Pedicure as well, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
Let's
Getting down with it.
Let's talk to Dr. Wolf, who is your doctor that did your surgery.
Great name.
Oh, he's lovely.
To speak to you, Dr. Wolf. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
So look, can you explain a little bit more? Josie's sort of given us the outline of the official sort of diagnosis of lipedema. What is it, and how does it affect people?
Well, it's essentially a condition which is predominantly seen in women. It's a condition which is exemplified by a disproportionate amount of fatty deposition, usually in the lower limbs and sometimes the arms. And it's symmetrical, so we see it on both sides. And it's characterized by volumes of fatty tissue, and also what we usually see, as Josie has described, it's often painful. And the other characteristic is that it's very resistant to weight loss. So you'll find that women are exercising, they're running, they're trying to diet, but their shape just never changes. Often we'll see that their waist becomes really skinny, they become very gaunt and sort of almost skeletal on top, but their legs just remain absolutely, you know, they just don't have any response, which is very motivating for them.
And essentially, this is a medical condition, not an aesthetic condition.
That's correct. That's correct.
And is this treatment available on the NHS? It isn't, is it?
Unfortunately not. And the reason that is because there isn't a diagnostic test. So at the moment, we rely heavily on symptomatology, patient experience, patient presentation, because if everyone with slightly larger legs would queue up in the NHS to try and have liposuction, the NHS would collapse. So at the moment, we're limited by doing this in the private sector because there isn't a diagnostic test. There's a lack of research and funding in this condition.
Well, Dr. Wolf, what would be some of the symptoms that maybe some of our viewers should be looking out for?
So the most characteristic features are the disproportion between upper and lower torso, large volumes of fatty tissue that's often quite uncomfortable, painful to touch. We see a lot of bruising in the extremities, and often we'll in all cases, we actually see that the hands and the feet are spared. So there's never any fatty deposition on the hands and feet. And it almost looks like you've got an elastic band just underneath your ankle to give you that sort of cuffed appearance. Those are the sort of classic features.
And is it genetic, or is there anything anybody can do to treat it themselves?
We do think there's a genetic predisposition. There have been some wide genome access studies that have looked into a large cohort of women that have got lipedema. Unfortunately, there's no single gene that we have found that is seen across all the cohorts, but there are certain loci in the genes that we've seen that are predominant. So we think there's a genetic predisposition. So often a woman will find that either a grandmother or a mother or a sister have a similar shape, and that is then passed on. It seems to be autosomal dominant, so only one parent needs to have the gene for it to be passed on. It is also variable in its expression, so not everyone will have the exact same expression of the condition itself. So not everyone will have large thighs or large calves. Some will just present with large fatty lumps under the knees or just the arms. So it's very variable in how it's expressed. And that is probably to do with the fact that we think there are external factors such as lifestyle, nutrition, diet, and an exercise routine that are complementary to this.
Right. Okay. Had it been in the family? Is there sort of members of your family that you think had it?
My mum's got quite big legs, yeah, she has. But I just need to apologise for Dr. Wolf, because Dr. Wolf performed surgery on me, and I'm not one to sit around and heal, and I went to Ibiza 10 days later, so I'm really sorry about that, but they are looking good now.
Also, didn't you get quite flirty during the operation as well,
Oh, my goodness.
She started howling at him.
On the anaesthetic?
So I was on the anaesthetic, and they turned you round to do, obviously, the backs of your legs, and I was going to Dr. Wolf like that, and I was going, you two are a catch, you two are a catch. Apparently you get flirty on the anaesthetic. I'm so sorry.
Was that a usual occurrence, Dr. Wolf, to have your patients howling like a wolf at you?
Not very common, but Josie was a lovely patient to have.
And so you've done initially done your calves?
I've done my calves, yeah, and I will just say, if you are thinking about having this surgery, get yourself somebody who's really good at lymphatic drainage after, because I've got a woman called Carla Santos, and without her, I would have, I don't know.
That's been another really important part of it.
She'd been like an angel, yeah, so lots of lymphatic drainage, and I'm still learning about my lymphatic system now.
And certainly talk to your GP about it, get proper medical advice as well.
Absolutely.
Josie, it's lovely to see you. Thank you for coming in. Dr. Wolf as well.
Dr. Wolf.
You've got a busy morning, but thank you for taking time to talk to us.
Thank you, Dr. Wolf. Sorry for being a naughty patient.
See you soon.